Every week I say it, Sunday night in the community tab on YouTube. Leave your opinions, don't ask me questions. My word, that's a big statement. Hey guys, welcome back to TFW. This is the opinion show where you guys let us know all of your thoughts over the weekend's football. A weekend of football which included Cristiano Ronaldo scoring on his 1,000th senior appearance, Neymar getting a red card, and the Fenerbahce chairman jumping into the crowd to get involved in a massive brawl. But first off, let's speak about Bruno Fernandez. So first off, we're going to speak about Bruno because Omkar Vaiti has said what a massive impact Bruno has made. He'll surely be a great success at Manchester United, love from India. Well, I'm going to be a little bit hesitant here, not because I don't think Bruno Fernandes can be a quality player. He's not exactly come in and done anything out of this world. He's definitely changed Manchester United, but all he had to do was score a goal and he's already having a better season than Lingard. They were pretty shocking in that position, they had no one else. So yes, he's done well, but in comparison to like being a real impact signing, haven't seen the best just yet. I also did see loads of people saying that, you know, he's so brilliant and he scored a penalty and he got an assist, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that Nicolas Pepe did when he joined Arsenal, and everyone still slates him as a bad signing. So, you know, I think there's a few levels to be looked at here. Marvin Ali has said Bruno Fernandes will be just as good as Kevin de Bruyne, if not better. My word, that's a big statement. Not saying it can't happen. No one knows what's going to happen. It's football, but I'd be amazed if suddenly Bruno Fernandes evolved that much that he had the technique and the consistency of Kevin de Bruyne. De Bruyne is incredible for like the last 5 years in the Premier League. He's like always injured and still has, I think, 16 assists this season in the Premier League. Like way more than anybody else. I mean, yeah, wow. To say that he's going to be good as De Bruyne, maybe you can call it, but to say it after what I'm presuming is just the first couple of performances at Man United, that's ballsy. That is very ballsy. Anyway, we're moving on to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. North London is red. Oh, fuck off. My stupid phone. I wonder who this YouTube account supports. Said Arteta's going to be a better manager than Arsene Wenger and will be at Arsenal for a decade or more. On the decade thing, I don't think he will be because I don't think any manager is going to be that long these days. There are managers coming and going, you know, these cycles and these projects that teams have. The best, like Klopp and Guardiola, are staying at clubs for 3, 4, 5 years. So there's no way that if Arteta's, you know, doing well, A, if he does amazing, he's not going to continue for like forever because you want to leave at the top. Doesn't want to turn out like Wenger. And B, if you're not, he'll probably be sacked and replaced with someone else. I don't think Arteta's going to be bad. I'm not sure he'll stay there for a decade. To be better than Arsene Wenger, well, I've just spoke about it. He's not going to be there for 22 years and win absolutely everything he's won. It just will not happen. That one was from Uluwanatuniloba. I hope I got that name right. Straight off the bat. Yeah, that would be pretty nuts if he does. However, having said that, definitely has changed Arsenal. Definitely got them playing in the right direction. Has even made Mustafi look like half a decent defender. Aubameyang is definitely on fire and really being the guy that he can trust. Top 4? Why not? They've got as good a shout as any. Next up, Real Madrid. Tanish Rahuja has said Hazard's injury has all but confirmed Real Madrid's exit from the Champions League and an upcoming loss in the Clásico. Massive call. I agree with the Clásico. I just think Barcelona are going to be too overpowering. Not to say Real Madrid don't have a good defence, but I think when you consider the fact that Rodrigo apparently is banned after celebrating in front of a keeper in a B-team game, Vinicius is potentially injured, Hazard's definitely injured. I'm not seeing where the goals are going to come for, unless, and this is pretty unbelievable in the Clásico, unless it's a really drab game and there's like a 1-0 victory. But that never usually happens. And Barcelona not scoring at the moment seems highly improbable. There's one name I didn't mention there for Real Madrid. That is Karim Benzema. Next up, Yazid Khan has said Real cannot rely on Karim Benzema. He's good in patches, but not good enough to be the top goal scorer of a club like Real Madrid. I half agree and half don't agree. Firstly, he's been in the Real Madrid first team for like 11 years. His scoring record of over 230 or maybe 240 goals for Real Madrid in all competitions is brilliant, just not compared to Ronaldo. This is the problem when you trailblaze like Ronaldo and Messi have done. Ronaldo sets such an incredible record that anyone else who comes in basically is going to look like trash. If he wasn't there, right, Karim Benzema now is probably 6 years, I believe Raul was there. 6 years and about 80 goals off Raul's record of 323, I believe it is. That's pretty good. Like, if he played for another 6 years and Karim Benzema got to, you know, Raul's record of goal scoring for Real Madrid, and Raul is a legend at Madrid, everyone loves him, that'd be really good. But just in comparison to Ronaldo, it's not, which is kind of unfair, but it's also true. The top goal scorers these days, the top clubs have guys who are just banging them in for fun. Mo Salah, Messi, Lewandowski, Sergio Aguero. You can't be a bit part goal scorer like Benzema. He's having a good season, but yeah, he's not on the top level. And Asif Sharia said, look like Real Madrid haven't been able to adjust themselves to Ronaldo's absence. They've improved defensively, have a solid midfield, but these goals are still not coming, especially at vital moments. That is it. That's exactly what Ronaldo brings you. And yes, Asif Sharia, you're absolutely correct. Life after Ronaldo is never going to be good for any team. Like, it's taken United years, and maybe with Bruno Fernandez, but they pretty much still haven't got over Ronaldo. And he left in 2009. As for Real Madrid, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Next up, a quick one on VAR. Amar El Bahari. Love it or hate it, VAR is ruining goal celebrations. I'm not sure many of them are good anyway. I was talking about fans. Celebrate too early and your goal is disallowed. Wait for the VAR check and it's too late to celebrate. This sounds like a minor inconvenience. I think it's a big part of enjoyment of watching a football match. Agreed. Massively agreed. For the players, as I was rabbiting on about, and the fans as well, it really takes away that moment. The massive one was Troy Deeney. At the weekend, I'm not sure which Watford defender it was. It kind of hit his shoulder, came off the post, bounced back. Deeney scored for Watford to equalise against Manchester United. He went nuts. It's a big goal for him at Old Trafford. It's a massive goal for Watford away at Old Trafford to tie the game up. They're going nuts. Everyone's loving it. VAR, it's a harsh VAR call, and then it just sort of deflates them. And psychologically for the players to kind of think that you're scoring and then be like, oh no, we didn't score. Put all this effort in to get back into the game and then we're not back in the game. And then 2 more goals for Manchester United. That can just be so deflating. As a fan, if you think you've seen something in the build-up to the goal, like a foul, your team goes on and scores, then you're like, I'm not celebrating. I'm not celebrating because I think it's going to be a foul. Turns out it's not, and then you don't really celebrate like 2 minutes later when everyone else has already sat back down again. It's not the same. I agree with you, Amar. Next up, Zahir Patel. League R ref standard is really low. Neymar's facing harsh tackles by opponents in every game. Instead, yellow card bookings. They only get a warning. Massively agree. I'm against diving. Neymar diving around winds me up so much. However, on the flip side to this, Neymar gets a hell of a lot of harsh tackles in Liga. The refereeing standard we've already seen is shocking. There was a ref last year that like kicked a player and then sent him off, even though the ref kicked him. It was madness. Neymar, if you saw his red card at the weekend, he was being held back. And like, I get tactical fouls, I understand it. It was late on in the game, it was 4-3 to PSG. And the defender just held back Neymar. Was like, yep, I'm taking the yellow, I'm stopping him. I don't care if it's anti-football. I don't care if I'm fouling someone, I don't care. I'm gonna just hold him back. Neymar got annoyed, then wanted to play on, then lost the ball and then slid in. Don't get me wrong, he shouldn't have slid in. It definitely was a second bookable offence. But the referee's got to do something there. The referee's got to take Neymar to the side and stop the game. Let the game cool down. When you could see everyone going absolutely nuts and there being fouls and all sorts, take a moment to calm the game down. Otherwise, reactions like that are going to happen. I really think that was poor from the referee. And yeah, Neymar gets absolutely battered. So I'm not surprised he reacts sometimes. And last but not least on Messi, I want your opinions. Every week I say it, Sunday night in the community tab on YouTube. Leave your opinions, don't ask me questions. I know you want to hear my thoughts, but like you can ask them, but also leave yours as well. We want to know your opinions. No quick fires or Matt, who do you think is going to win the Champions League? Let me know your opinions on the weekend's football. Because this is an unbelievable one from Mr. Botkiller 6351. Messi is a fraud, he says. He only scores a load of goals against small clubs like Eibar, but when it does matter, he never turns up. I mean, there's opinions in football, and that's just wrong. That's just factually wrong. I mean, first off, the top goal scorers that Messi has ever scored against in La Liga, of all time, is Sevilla, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, and Real Madrid. Those are the top 4 sides, if you include Messi's Barcelona, the top 5 sides in Spain. Yes, there may be, the odd one here or there where Villarreal get into the top 4, or Getafe or someone. Historically, in terms of, performance in European competitions, they're the top 4 sides in Spanish football. Messi scores against them all the time. And by the way, because I have to point this out, because loads of you will be massive Ronaldo fans, this has nothing to do with Cristiano Ronaldo, not talking about his facts, not talking about comparisons. This is a strictly Messi opinion, so we're just discussing Messi facts. Messi has a 100% record in the Champions League finals. He didn't play the one in 2006 through injury, although it still counts, he's in the squad. And then the other 3, he's won them all, scoring in 35 finals. Lionel Messi has been involved in with 31 goals and 24 victories. To say he doesn't turn up in the big games and that he only scores against small clubs like Eibar means that you've probably watched one Lionel Messi game, and that was this weekend against Eibar. There's no other explanation for that absurd opinion. And he scored 4. But as I always say, when it comes to goal scorers, you have to score. If he's only scoring against the big teams, which actually he is as well there, as I've just said, he'd have to wait for the big games to come around. Then what's he going to do against Eibar and the small teams? Just sit there and not score. Then everyone would be like, Messi can't even score against Eibar. No, utterly ridiculous. You're a footballer, you're a great goal scorer, you score every single minute of every game that you can, regardless of the opposition. But that opinion, keep them coming in. Keep those your opinions coming in. As I mentioned, every Sunday night, that is where you can leave your questions in the YouTube community tab. This has been all though from me for TFW. Thanks so much for everything. I'll see you guys next week.